Welcome everybody to this special session. I haven't done a beliefs podcast in quite some time. Many of you, if you're new subscribers, probably don't even know what the playlist beliefs is about. When I would do my belief podcast, they were pretty much based off of me getting downloads from various spirits, ancestors, ascended masters, any light being that wanted to come through and try to clear up some misinformation about themselves in the physical or the spiritual or the spirit form. So in this session, I'm going to talk about the energy you guys probably are most familiar with as Lilith. And the reason why I do that is because through my download, she was quite clear that that's not her name. But before I even get into all of that, she literally drew me to this outfit, told me that her colors were blues. She does like dark colors, blacks, blues, but even blues that are connected to the energy of water. And she's very, very connected to water and to the moon's cycles and energies. So therefore, I was drawn to put on this crown, which she let me know she would definitely rock this, and that it spoke to who she really was. That many times she's depicted with horns, and really it is the crescent moon that she would wear as a symbol on her head, that she used as one of her symbols, and not horns as a lot of times she's depicted as. So I'm gonna jump right in because she's like, let's go. I've been having her on hold for quite some time because I've been wanting to do more research. I said, look, I can give you a download, but there's going to be so many skeptics, so many people that are familiar with one version of your story that they've heard from masculines, from men, and through history, or people who haven't heard it at all because it was removed from any scripture. So I wanted to have a little bit of a backstory of what has already been said and told about her. Very briefly though. All right. So Lilith, the name Lilith, means belonging to the night. And it sounds okay, belonging to the night, but when you think about it, usually things that belong to the night are seen in a dark energy sense, more so than you would think of a being of light as belonging to the night. Now, I realized after doing the download with her why she would be associated with the night, and that's her deep, deep connection with the moon and the energy of the moon, which most feminine, most women are going to find it connected to deeply, but most human beings should be connected to the energy of the moon because of its tug and pull at the energy of water, not just on our planet, which is mostly made up of water, but also within ourselves, which are mostly made up of water, which is why certain phases of the moon you might have heightened emotions or more calmer emotions. Okay, so Lilith is derived from the Akkadian word Lilitu. I hope I'm saying that right. Or Lilith, I think it's Lilitu or Lilita. I think it's Lilitu. Lilitu. And that term that it's derived from means demon or spirit. So pretty much a demon spirit. So she's not really fond of that title. She says it was not her original name. And her original name, well, you'll hear it in the download when I read it. But this name was given to her by men, and it's like she's even coming through now. She feels like all of the time she says the underdog. That's how she's like presenting it. those who are the underdogs tend to feel like they have to embrace the titles they're given. And in doing so, they think they're shifting the energy of the title. But she believes very heavily, and this is universal fact, that words have vibration. Not only through just what it means, but the numerology of the spelling of the word can give it a different energy as well. Now, she's showing me that, yeah, you can change up spelling too, and pronunciation, but when a word is derived from another word, it's like a child born of its parent. It's going to have some of those attributes. So just like Lilith means demon spirit, Lilith of the darkness would pretty much be related to Lilith because it's derived from that term. So pretty much a dark demon spirit is what she's being called. And she's like showing me these images that are always projected of her that people embrace, and she's saying that's not me. You know, I'm not this dark, secretive, hidden figure. I've been hidden over time. My energy has been suppressed, and for a long time it was being suppressed within women, period. But now she feels it is time to reach out to her children, which are going to be any of you who are drawn to this reading, and start to get you to, I want to say, transform her story and who she is, her energy, her likeness. When I first learned about Lilith, all I learned, and I'm going to call her Lilith until I finish reading her download, okay, out of, you know, for those of you that still feel that is her name. When I first started learning about her, I was introduced to her as a moon goddess. I had no idea about this other story, or even the connotations of her name that she was given. I've come to learn later that she was a part of a Mesopotamian Jewish like mythology. It is mythology because the story that they tell is not true, of her being Adam's first wife that was banished because she was disobedient. And that is not the true story. Now, in all honesty, she and Adam were made of the same earth, the same dust, the same stardust, the same energy. And for whatever reason, Adam felt that she should be subservient to him. Because she did not agree with this, because they were created to be equal, that's why she's considered disobedient, if you see where I'm going. So she wants to clear up that story because she feels like too many times we embrace stories and names and titles, and instead of just revealing the truth. She shows me the African American community embracing the term, the N-word, and changing the spelling and trying to change how it's said. And she's showing me how it still comes from the original N-word. Therefore, it's derived from that same energy. So it's going to carry the same energy. And if you are wondering why those who still continue to call each other that have a specific kind of energy, it's because it's connected to the term, the original term, the parent word. She's also showing me the term witch. And she's saying that's not a term that was chosen. It was a term that was given, but many embrace it. And she's trying to show me that it's derived from wicked, and which was derived from, well, not derived from, but actually people trying to take the Wiccan term and turn it into something wicked, and which was just a derogatory term, sort of like the B word for women who practice this Wiccan. And she is showing me like it's difficult to change that vibration. Why embrace that vibration? Why embrace the imagery that has been created around it in order to create fear, rather than truly stand in the light of those who practice the magic of the earth? And anyway, that's just some stuff that she wanted me to get out for those that still feel connected to the name Lilith. And before I go into her download, I want to give a disclaimer. You are not being forced to believe any of this. You are not being forced to change your beliefs in any way. Any of my belief segments have always been just a channeled message. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. My purpose is to connect light workers with the spirit realm, while also helping light workers to be grounded here doing their work on earth. And therefore, I'm but a vessel. Okay? I'm not perfect, but I do try to give you a perfect downloaded message. I'm not going to change what I get or receive. I'm just going to be that vessel that pours it into you, and you can decide what you want to do with it. But when you are drawn to specific belief podcasts, it's because you have a connection to that story, or there's a message in there that you need, or even the reading that they give at the end, you need it in some way. So if you're here, be here with an open mind. I'm open to comments that are intelligent, inquiring, and yeah, let's jump into her story. So this is my channeled message from Lily. I am not of the dark, nor am I of demons. I am the sister, the twin energy of my brother Adome, that wanted to be the first, the only, and the most high. I only wanted to be me, freely. I was not receptive and did not accept his ideas. We were two of one whole. I knew we were not the only ones, and I knew our focus should have been to learn, grow, and go out and teach. So when she says not the only ones, she gave me a vision that the stories of the divine creating two beings and that's it to start off humanity is incorrect. She always had a feeling that there were others placed in other areas, and that because the place they flourished was a place of utmost beauty. She's showing me what looks like Africa, and of resource that they really kind of stayed there. And when you don't move around and travel anywhere, your view of the world becomes very small, and you start to feel like this is the beginning and the end of all. But she's saying she always felt that they were not the only ones. Okay. As a woman, I realized my temple body. You'll hear through this that she used some terminology that may not be familiar to everyone, so I will translate. When she says temple, she's speaking of her body. As a woman, I realized my temple was similar to the flow cycles of Luna, the moon. She refers to the moon as Luna throughout this a lot, okay? But at certain times when I went through these phases, I was shunned. And when Luna was full like a pregnant womb, the waters of the land would rise very high. I honored this and created ritual and was called a lunatic, like an addict. Like she was addicted to, like almost like he was saying she was crazy, obsessed with the moon. When I refused to accept staying in confinement, especially because of the oncoming steady friction between my partner and I was forced into an ordeal that left me confused and stuck in place for 9 cycles. So she speaks of being forced into sexual activity that she really didn't understand where it came from and what was happening to her physically. So I had 2 light beings come from my womb. Adama felt he now had created and would mold these beings to follow his direction. Adame is Adam, by the way. Thus govern their lives. He knew that we had created them together on the eve of the full phase of Luna 9 cycles ago. So Adam realized that what he had done to her sexually created these twins that she gave birth to on the eve of the full moon 9 months ago. So I'm believing that's how Eve got her name. Okay. As I saw his plan unfold, his plan to be a god or god-like, I began to repulse him even more. He said I was his partner, but not in his image. I was lesser in strength, and my cycles caused me to be unable at times to be uncovered. He said I was of Luna, and the secrecy or mystery of the dark night. We had created 2 beings, and he said he would teach them to be better than me. He stopped calling me Lily and began to call me Luna, Lulu, and eventually Lilith, which he gave terrible meaning to. He coveted the little one that was like me, meaning the woman, the female, and so I held fast to the one like him, the boy. It's because I took this infant with me when I chose to leave and give myself to Luna's energy that it didn't last a full lifetime. Once my milk finished, I had no way to help it gain strength. By the time I too was dying and returned to Alkebalon, Adame refused me, saying it had been 11 years now and I had survived by slowly eating his boy and wild animals. So, in translation, she's pretty much saying that she took the boy to get away from Adam's rulership over her, governing. And she was unable to take care of and feed this child outside of what she called Alkebalon, which I've learned is the original name for Africa. She says when she tried to come back to where the land was fertile, to where she could actually find nourishment from the trees and food for herself. Her son had already passed. And it had been, I guess, 11 years. Now, she's using the term years so I can understand and you can understand how long it's been. But she really explained it more so like in cycles of the moon. So it made it seem a lot longer. But in our terms, 11 years had passed. And so Adam couldn't believe she was still alive. How did you survive out there in the wild with none of the resources that I have here and without my help? You had to have been eating animals or you ate our child. And that's how you survived. But that's not how she survived. She actually survived off of her connection to the divine and off of being resourceful. In being connected to Luna, she was able to know the cycles and the phases of the water, as I mentioned before, when the water would be high tide, when it would be low tide. So she knew how to get food from the water, and as well as know when certain edible plants and things would grow. But by the time she was learning this stuff, she had already lost a child, not to mention the child could not survive on these things. Okay. All right. So he accused her of eating the boy, the baby, and animals. He had also made our seed, now older, his partner. That's their child. And that is who we've come to know as Eve. I was now the one repulsed by him and what he'd done. I vowed abstinence for my lifetime and went north. So she's saying she was not banished by him. She was repulsed by him. That he would take something they created together and claim that as an intimate partner to do to her what he had done to the mom, to Lily. So she left and headed north, which would take you up through what is known as Egypt, probably into Europe. What we know as Europe. And keep in mind, this is at a time when the land masses were one or very close together. So it wasn't difficult to go from one continent to the next. So she went north, up to where the light from heaven couldn't always be felt. So she's speaking about the absence of sun and warmth. Here I was embraced by others. So she's saying when she left Alkebulan, she went up north. There were other people. Okay. Here I was embraced by others who didn't miss this light. They only needed the light of Luna to see and to understand when they could get food from the waters around and beneath them. It was here that I did learn love, and I did find it in another soul. This soul is why I didn't remain barren, and he called himself Herod. Together, we created a beautiful being, a woman that I protected fiercely until one eve Luna smiled down on me and beckoned me to come. I closed my eyes and was one with her beams of light for all eternity. So I do believe that Lily can be felt in the light of the moon and the rays of the sun. The beams and the rays of light on this planet, not the darkness. But they're easier seen. The moon's beams are easier seen in the dark at night. That doesn't mean she is dark, but it does mean that she shines brighter in the dark, at the night, in the night sky, on this earth. And when the sun is shining its light rays down, she can also be felt. All right. So she's speaking of passing on. And when it was her time, it was the moon's energy that called her spirit. And she closed her eyes and she became one with that energy. I love the ocean and its colors. I love the night sky full of stars. I love the many phases of the moon and the warmth of the sun. I am not hidden in the woods and dark side of Luna. That doesn't exist. Luna simply has phases where she allows only some parts of her to be seen. That is me. I am the true lily of the earth. But I am ever changing, however, always constant, controlled by balance and burdened by oppressive energy. I am not a demon. I am a light being, a free spirit, the heart and soul of Gaia, the sister of Luna, the lover of Ra. I am found in the moonbeams and the sun's rays. That is the message. That's the channeled message that I received from Lily. And I say take it or leave it. It's up to you. But you were drawn here to hear it for a reason. Now, before I go to the pick a pile that she had me set up, I do want to, wait a minute, let me go back a little. I want to give you 4 ways that she's connecting to you and working with you if you've been drawn here, okay? So one of the ways Luna is, I'm sorry, and I'm calling her Luna still because she's so connected and so one with the energy of the moon, Lily. One of the ways Lily is connected to you and working with you is helping you to open up to the abundance of the universe and letting you see your value and worth. Because so often you can be oppressed by the struggles to have a voice, to truly stand in your power, and to know you are worthy and valued and valuable. And she's going to work with you to help you to open up to the abundance that is yours by birthright. She's also helping you to do necessary shadow work and willingly transform aspects of it. So that means taking a look at your dark side, taking a look at the side of you suppress or you don't really want to look at because the world has made you feel like it's an ugly thing or a dark thing or not a good thing. When your shadow is simply the energy, your body's image when light hits it at a certain angle. So really it's a part of your light. It's a part of light. It can't exist in the dark. There's no shadow in the darkness. It needs light. So she's going to help you to do any shadow work you need to do, anything you need to heal from, and transform aspects of it that need to be transformed, okay, in order for you to grow. She's also helping you to release anxieties and fears that have been projected onto you, and by people who fear your strength. I'm sorry, I don't know why I struggled to get that out. It's like she wants you to realize that you have certain fears and you hold yourself back, and you have certain ideas about yourself that are not true, that are based off of ideas that were projected on you by someone else or even a whole society that fears your strength and you knowing your strength. And lastly, she's also helping you to know how much you're truly loved just for being uniquely you. She does not want you to doubt for a minute that you are not loved. And if you don't feel that you are loved where you are, that there's someone or some people out there who will love you and in the way you need to be loved. Because some people's idea of love is not what yours is, and or not what you need. And you shouldn't have to feel like you have to change or be a certain way in order to be receptive to love or to be able to be embraced. You should be able to stand in who you are. As long as you are not harming anyone or yourself, you should not have to struggle with who you are in order to conform to what others may feel you need to be in order to be worthy of their love. You are worthy already, and that is her message and lesson to you. And she will help you see this. So, with that said, I'm really getting warm, so I know it's time to move to the part of this session where you can choose your final message. And I hope that this has been informative and enlightening and elevating and uplifting as well. And I'll see you in the Pick a Power reading. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Pick a Power portion of this session. I want to clear the energy a little. Let me just get the lighting adjusted. Sorry about that. There we go. It was a bit of a shadow. Okay. So, welcome to the Pick a Power portion of the read. It's pretty quick and straight to the point, as Lily has been known to be. There is no objective other than the message you need to hear today. Okay? So, whatever comes through is what you need to know. Now, you are choosing your pile based off of the dice and the card below. Okay? Each card has its own affirmation behind it, which is one you can use. Yeah. Or maybe it'll just be a mantra that you want to model your life by. Whew, this was a strong blast of Palo Santo. But yeah, either way, you're going to be choosing based off of the artwork, not the mantra. I will not be revealing that until your pile is selected. And each pile already was rolled. The dice was rolled. And it will be rolled again during your session. However, you are also selecting by whatever was revealed as where the dice landed. There are runes on each pile. I will say what they are. However, unless you're familiar with runes, it really will not help you to decide which pile you want to select. And if you are familiar with runes, it could cause you to choose a certain pile based off of what you think it's going to mean based off of that rune. But that's not always the message, okay? So I will let you know what the names of them are, but I will not incorporate them into interpretation until the reading. And on that note, I think we have cleared the space of this. Cleared the space. What is wrong with my tongue right now? Cleared the energy of this space, and we can begin. So as you can see, There are 3 pals here in this reading. This is pal 1, pal 2, and pal 3. Pal 1 is represented by this card. As well as, let me drop it, the rune Ansuz. And the dice with the astrological symbols, and specifically the symbol for Pisces. Did I show you the right one? Yeah. Pile number 2 is represented by this card. The rune Nalduz. Or Naldiz, sorry. I believe it's Naldiz. I've heard people pronounce it different ways. And the planetary dice with the symbol for the planet Neptune. All right. And pile number 3 is represented by this card. Oops. And the rune Rido. And the numerological dice, with the number 7 as the number for this pile. Take a deep breath in through your mouth, filling yourself up with light and love. And exhale through your mouth and just relax and let whatever number, whatever card, whatever rune just come into your mind. That is the pile with the message from Lily for you today. And I'll be right back with pile number 1. Hey, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to this card here. That's going to be your main card that'll be placed here on the stand, as well as the rune Ansuz. This rune it means breath, and it represents Odin, which was like the god of the king of, well, I don't want to get all into the lore, but if you watch Thor, the movie, or if you know about Thor, that's his father, okay? So anyway, this is all about communicating your true self, your style, how you speak, how you express yourself, how you write to express yourself. It's also about being an inspiration and offering guidance to others, or receiving inspiration or receiving guidance from others. So I'm going to look into your dice and I'll be able to get you the full message there. So you first have Pisces, okay, which is interesting. Pisces is the zodiac house of retreating, pulling your energy back to heal, as well as doing work with releasing and forgiving. So I am feeling that there really may be wanting you to communicate or to speak your mind in a way that truly expresses how you feel, so that a certain aspect of you in your life can heal. Perhaps you're hanging on to a situation or an incident that has occurred, and because of this, a part of your life has been kind of dormant, or not moving forward, or not moving as swiftly forward as you would desire. She's shown me that there is something you need to speak on. You may be meant to inspire others who have gone through similar situations you've gone through by speaking and sharing your story through writing or through speaking. You heal. But there may also be someone you need to speak to directly about how you were affected by them, and be able to forgive and release anything that you've been holding on to. So let's get you one more. This is the sign of Libra, which lets me know, yes, there is some kind of justice, some kind of balance that needs to come back into your life. And the only way you will receive this balance or this feeling of justice is if you communicate. Libra also has to do with partnerships, marriage, contracts. So if you want to be married to someone, you need to speak on that. If you feel like you want a divorce from someone, you need to speak on that. If perhaps you are doing a business or working with somebody that you would like to form a contractual agreement with, or you feel like the contract that you've received is not fair, or things are just not balanced and just in a partnership, it is time for you to communicate this, okay? So you also have this card here, and it says, I am loved beyond measure. And perhaps that is something you need to know in order to communicate what you need to communicate. Maybe you are someone who does not always speak or express themselves fully out of fear that there could be love lost. Maybe they will lose a partnership, a love, a lover, because of something that you feel, something that you need to release in order to heal. And at this time, Lily wants you to know that you are loved. You are so loved, and you are so able to express yourself fully without fear of judgment or even the reaction. I want to make sure you can see this well. All right. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare on it. Okay. By doing this, you will bring balance back into your life in some way. So now I'm going to lay out all of the cards. They are numbered so that it will be a pyramid, and then I can read your full message, okay? You have pleasure. Balance. Well, that makes sense with Libra energy there. Self-reflection. A lot of wanting gibbous moons. Wanting gibbous 2, wanting gibbous 3, wanting gibbous 1. Wow, interesting. And this is the wanting crescent one. So a lot of wanting moons. You might want to Google what the wanting moon means spiritually for you. 17, 18, 19. So you are pretty much on a path that's leading you to balance. Okay. And you have abundance. Hunter moon. All right. Next row. Setting your course. 3 of scrolls. It was reversed, so I'll make a note of that. The garden. The 5 of roses. The light of the world. There we go. Okay. Binar, understanding. Silence, awareness, the divine feminine. And this symbol up here is the symbol for Saturn. The symbol has often been connected to the energy of Lily. And Gibora, severity, might, discipline, and karma. Yeah, I'm already hearing downloads of your message. Okay. And lastly, from the Kabbalah deck, you have the Sleeper. Okay. Interesting. So, let me just make sure everything can be seen. All right, let's get right into it. So, I'm going to tell you first off, my power ones. There's something about freeing up your feminine side, your creative energy, and really finding a balance between who you were and who you're becoming. There's been a lot of seriousness in your life lately. Maybe you're very, very focused, or you were very, very focused on becoming more abundant. I'm hearing maybe gaining more, being able to accumulate more abundance. And what her first message is to you is that the more you are enjoying life, the more you are in an energy of pleasure, doing what you are called to do, meaning really taking the time to self-reflect, seeing how far you've come, seeing where you want to go now, really acknowledging the emotions and feelings that you have gone through, maybe even suppressed, and putting them into things you enjoy. That will help transform you. That will bring balance into your life. And that's how you will receive your abundance. You have to be in an energy of joy, an energy of doing what brings you pleasure, and balancing out the time you spend thinking, and reflecting with the time you spend enjoying life. I do see the second message being one where you might find the direction you initially thought your life was heading in is changing. Maybe you've always saw yourself going a certain route or doing a certain thing, or perhaps you just happen to be doing that right now, just feeling like your life is on a certain course and that's the way it has to go. But with this reverse, it's letting me know that your course is switching up, that something you expected to go a certain way, or aspect of your life that you see flowing in one direction, is about to do a flip on you and take you in a direction that's going to be more enjoyable. For some of you, it's going to make you either you're going to find yourself really drawn to working with children. That's where you're going to find your joy. Or there's some kind of project or some kind of work you're supposed to be doing that has something to do with kids. And for many of you, it's an idea that you've had for a long time. It could be something you've had as a child, or a talent or a gift, or it could even be an idea of working with kids that you've held on to for a very long time, because for whatever reason you felt like your life was taking you in another direction and that something else was coming in for you. And perhaps you might have even mourned this idea or this talent that you felt was not being put to use. But they're saying, with the light of the world, that is where you'll find your fortune, is you stepping out and being that light and not hiding away in here in this room, holding all this knowledge and all this talent within, but really getting out there and spreading your light, being that light. And I do feel for many of you, you are meant to do some kind of work with youth, with children, okay? So if you feel like, oh, I've been planning to do something else, I took my life in a different direction that does not involve working with kids, or doesn't involve an idea I had from my childhood, Lily is saying, take another look. Okay, there's something still there. All right. She also wants you to balance out knowing when to use force to go after the things you want and when to just relax and chill. It's like high priestess energy, intuitively being aware and knowing when to move. It's also empress energy, knowing when to give birth to certain things, new ideas, and when to just chill. And chilling doesn't mean you're not aware of what the hell's going on. You know what's happening around you. You also have the energy of Saturn here, which speaks of growth and life purpose and life shifts and overcoming obstacles. So your best way to move forward towards abundance is to really allow the shifts to happen in your life and to grow from them, and to realize that structures that aren't built solid will fall. And sometimes those structures need to fall in order for you to grow or to see your purpose and get you out of a box you might have placed yourself in that might have become an obstacle to you, where maybe you set your sights on a certain course, a certain direction, and with it not going that way, you can feel confused and lost. But when you sit in silent meditation, when you are just quiet and aware, rather than pushing to make something go a certain way, you'll find that things start to naturally flow. Yes, you're very strong. Yes, you are meant to do some work on when it comes to karma. And physically, you may be really feeling like either you're ready to make moves or you need to chill. Whatever it is, it's like two opposites. It's like the feminine and the masculine side, and there's a need for them to come into balance. There's a need for you to really know when to use might and know when to use that nurturing feminine energy. Okay? So I'm going to go to the book for the Kabbalah, the Sleeper, to read to you the message that Lily would like for you to get from that card. So, the sleeper finds his way through dreams in which all of life is enacted. Here, things that have been and things that might have been face each other. And things that might have been face... Wait, what? Here, things that have been and things that might have been face each other. Then they fade as the sleeper realizes that he is asleep and awakes. So the interpretation for this card is about waking up, okay? Something inside you is still asleep. Maybe this is a wake-up call. It's your choice, of course, to go on sleeping. But if this is the choice that you make, then you are ignoring the possibilities that lie in front of you. You will no longer be innocent of this. And she laid out the possibilities that lie in front of you. So at this point, you not going after them, you not taking the steps towards them, will be your own choice and your own doing, and you will have no one to blame but you. Okay? This speaks of unfulfilled potential, and really not living your truest purpose. And it's a choice to keep quiet rather than to act. retreating into yourself, which is much like the Pisces energy. But Pisces energy wants you to retreat to do healing work, not just to lie dormant. This also speaks of you possibly not listening and not allowing yourself to be woken up. All right? So they want you to see this as your wake-up call. She wants you, specifically Lily, is screaming for you to see this as your wake-up call. It's time for you to really speak up and inspire those you're meant to inspire, as well as create balance in your life where it feels imbalanced. And that could be in relationships and in career. And by doing this, balancing when to be silent, when to make moves, you'll find that you're moving closer to what is truly for you. Okay? Instead of just being a sleeper and letting things happen and ignoring the signs that are showing you, you can go after what it is you feel called to. Be that light in the world. Okay? That is really what Lily's message is for you today, my pal ones. I hope this resonated. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you like the way I read, which I hope you do. Go to the description if you want to book a personal session with me or join one of my workshops, or find me on my other platforms like TikTok or Instagram, or my Facebook private group and my Facebook page where I also do readings and movement workshops. But anyway, with all that said, I'm sending you so much light and love, peace, blessings, and all that good stuff that comes from being a part of this light tribe. And I'll be back with pal number 2. See ya. Hey, pal 2. Why do I have 3 fingers out? 2. Wow. Maybe there's some message in pal 3 for you as well, my pal 2s. Anyway, welcome to your reading. So, you were drawn to this card here. That's going to be here as your main mantra on the stand. You are also drawn to the rune Naldis. Now, Naldis can translate to mean need and constraint. It warns often of a constraining feeling or feeling like you're suffering and you can't do anything about it. It does represent some karmic challenges, or a time to face issues you've been ignoring. It can also mean that you need to shift your perception or how you're looking at something. Okay? Let's see in connection to the other message. You also have Neptune here. Now we are going to roll the dice again. However, Neptune speaks of dreams and inspiration, but it also speaks of illusion. So there may be something with you feeling like you're stuck or constrained, but really you aren't. So let's roll again. And you have Venus. So maybe there's a relationship, or a partnership that you've been feeling like you're kind of stuck in. For some of you, Venus could also represent finances. Maybe you feel like you're in a constraining situation when it comes to money. Whatever the case may be, if it's a relationship or your financial situation, there's something about it at this time that makes you feel as if you are just suffering in it, and you're just at the point now where you're not even going to look at the issues at hand or try to face them. Maybe you are really seeing things as if this is what it is, or this is what I deserve, or this is all I'm ever going to be worthy of. And Neptune is letting you know that is not true. That is an illusion. That is how things look, but that is not the honest truth. And you need to really shift your perspective of how you're looking at your current situation, because I really feel like with Neptune being your leading planet, that you're meant to be inspired by this situation, almost like inspired to follow your dreams in a way. Let's see what else we get from this. I am honest with myself and others, first quarter moon. So it does have something to do with you being honest with yourself and those around you. Maybe about your situation, how you're feeling in a relationship that you feel stuck in, or you feel as if it's not moving anywhere or developing in any way. Or even how you feel in a financial situation or a partnership, period, that has to do with maybe business. Um, Either way, there's something really important that Lily's trying to show you, that it is time for you to realize you're not stuck. You're allowing yourself to be stuck in it um, because for some reason you've decided this is what it's going to be, or this is just how it is. Um, it's almost like a defeatist mentality or giving up. But she's like, no, you're here today because she's not going to let you give up. So I'm going to lay out the cards. She has arranged for them to be set up in a pyramid. So I'm going to lay them out and then I will give you your message. So first you have extremes, hot moon. Pile 2, you have fruition, harvest moon. A lot of, well, so far 2 major moons. Okay. Resistance, waning, crescent 2 moon. And action, waning gibbous 6 moon. Interesting artwork, yeah. All right. Okay, let's go to the next row. You have Adsum. Wow. This speaks a lot of ancestral guidance and connection and angelic protection. Just, okay. I'm going to put them all out, like I said, and then I will interpret. You have will, wisdom, and mind reversed. The Akashic Library, past lifetime knowledge and connection. 222. I was going to say, I see a lot of repetition with numbers coming through for you, and apparently, and 20. So 2222. 2 is significant for you. Well, shoot, you're PAL 2. Boom. Look at the synchronicities already lining up. Okay. You also have the personality triangle. Personality, nature, and mindfulness. You have the 13th path of the High Priestess. True knowledge, peace, and inner light. And at the top of the pyramid, from the Kabbalah card deck, you have applause. Okay, my pal twos. I do feel from you, though you might feel like your conditions are not that of which you like. You might feel like you're in a situation or an environment or relationship or whatever that you just feel like extremities. You just feel like it's just over the top, maybe too much of something, just not to the point where it's just not feeling good. It's just too much. You still are pushing forward. You are not one who is easily made to sit down and give up. So I do see Lily is showing that your resistance, your ability to still grow in spite of harsh conditions has been noted. And that because of that, there are things that you've manifested, but it's almost like you don't see them. It's like, look at all of this stuff that's growing, but it's almost like you wear a mask and your eyes are still open, but you can't see. Your peripheral vision is cut off. You can't see the abundance around you. And you've spent so much time, I feel like, pushing through and trying to still forge forward or move ahead in spite of feeling as if you are being held back. That it's almost like a survival thing, of survival mode you're in. And you might feel like you're taking the right actions, but it's like there's a space or place that you have not yet taken action. There's a space or place that has an extreme effect on your situation now, or maybe your feeling of feeling held back and karmic challenges. There is a lesson that you are meant to learn, that you're missing, and maybe you're taking actions that are meant to you're supposed to be shifting your bad karma into good karma at this time, and it's just giving me an energy of it's time for you to take action. It's time for you've resisted being held down, yes, but right now you're doing a lot of pushing through. Maybe there's something that you want really badly that it's not meant for you, but you're holding on to it, and by doing that, it's like things are growing all around, but you are not getting a hold of anything. You have all of this stuff blossoming, all of these gifts, but it's like you're not able to hold on to these or feel like it's yours. And that's because there's action needed at this time that's meant to shift you into good karma. Maybe you are going through a period of releasing bad karma. And this is why things are extreme right now, because it's like Lily is like showing me like they're like really trying to open your eyes. There's something with your honesty, really being honest with yourself and with others about how you feel in relationships, how you feel in your partnerships, how you feel financially, and how you feel when it comes to being valued for what you bring to the table. Now, with this here, it's letting me know that there is a little bit of an imbalance when your will, your wisdom, and what is the other one? Your mind are upside down. It's like perhaps you're ignoring signs. Perhaps you're ignoring guidance. wisdom and stuff that has literally come from your prior experiences, because you have access to the Akashic library, meaning there are a lot of things coming to you now, maybe through other people, maybe through books, but they're all connected to your past lifetimes. And then here you have Adsum. It's also showing more books coming in and knowledge, you reading, as well as getting guidance from passed on loved ones. You have fairy energy in the room and angels. So it's like everybody is coming together in the physical and in the spirit to reverse you out of this feeling of being extremely held back, in a way, feeling like you're always pushing through and resisting being held down. Really realizing how wise you are and how much a lot of the energy you've created in your life was created by your will, choices you made or didn't make. There's something intuitive about you. And if you haven't tapped in yet, maybe you've been guided here so that you could hear that. Perhaps you need to be studying and reading up on increasing your intuitive gifts. But there's something about tapping into your inner knowing that's going to bring you a peace, and that is your guiding light. So really listen to intuitive guidance as well as listen to the messages you receive. With this dog here, it does let me know that you have loyalty around you. You have loyalty in the spirit realm and in the physical realm. But it's like you have to see it. It's more with mindfulness and applause. You have 2 Kabbalah trees. I'm going to take a look at this for you so I can get the full message, because I'm not familiar with the personality triangle. So let's see, and it's interesting that the layout is a triangle today. All right. Victory, Splendor, and Foundation is the triangle between Netzach, Had, and Yesod. The lowest triangle, the most material one, the one humanity works in most of all. So it does give me a feeling of really feeling like you are pushing for some kind of manifestation. Your dreams and desires coming into fruition, but feeling like there's something working against that. So they're letting you know, it does seem to speak of being able to believe it before you see it. Yeah, you could be called to use your intuitive and or psychic gifts. Boom. And then you get the High Priestess. Perhaps some sort of formal training, wow, or other opportunities will present themselves at this time. That's literally what I just told you needed to do. Okay, because there's a struggle between your thoughts and your emotions, and that's delaying a decision that you need to make. It's like you're resisting some kind of growth, and that's why they're being extreme with you. That's why all of these guides are like on you, like, hello, you've done this before. You know what to do in this lifetime and in prior lifetimes. You're an old soul, my Paltus. And they are still saying this. Maybe you need to seek the counsel of a friend or family member or someone who can help you set new foundations to gain some sort of victory over the to and fro you're going to. It's like you're struggling. It's a tug of war between your judgment and clarity. Like being clear on your judgment and then feeling like your judgment is clouded. It's like it could be a romantic encounter that's not going as planned, that's getting in your mind, in your head, conversations you've had that have gotten out of hand, that are playing over and over in your head. it's just like there's some kind of lack of clarity of which way to go, what to do in your mind at this time. But they're letting you know, inner light, you already know the answers. You already know what to do. You have so much wisdom, but it's reversed. You're like not using it, and it's time. So I'm going to take a look at applause in the Kabbalah Tree of Life book and give you Lily's final message to you. Okay. So, applause gives recognition and acceptance. It may be given in joy or sadness, but its generosity is a sign that the audience recognizes the possibilities in what they have witnessed and accepts the shortcomings of the performance. Applause arouses, consoles, and encourages. All right. So, the message here is you are seeking some kind of recognition at this time. This may hold you back unless you also give such recognition generously to others. But recognition that you receive for a particular situation will only come your way once. If you try to get it repeatedly, you may block your own path. When you have received recognition, move on and do not blame others for a lack of response. Applause can reasonably be expected, but never compelled. So it's like you're waiting, and I feel like this is from the universe. You are seeking some kind of proof that you've done well. Job well done. You can finally rest. You've done a task and you're finished, or others recognize what you've done, and you can finally say, okay, I completed this, I can move to the next level. It's really about looking for confirmation or approval from outside sources for your performance. And the need for assessment, it's like they're almost saying it's over. It's like the universe is letting you know that once you give yourself that applause that you're seeking, that validation that you've done a great job, maybe as a parent, as a lover, as a friend, once you can validate that, then you will be free from this constraining feeling of not being able to move to the next level because you feel that you haven't been recognized for the wisdom and the gifts or talent or even the work that you put in already. It's time for you to give yourself that applause. Be honest with yourself that perhaps you are seeking recognition and you've already gotten it in certain ways. But it's like, what are you seeking now? Maybe you didn't feel like you were a good friend and someone actually thanked you for being a great friend. Did you take time to stop and think about that and relish in it and realize, yes, I am a good friend? Completed that task. I helped someone. I can now move forward and help others. Maybe you're looking for recognition as a great parent or a great lover. And it's like you've gotten these already. And maybe you feel like, oh, but when I got the recognition, I fumbled the ball, I didn't maintain it, I didn't do great. They're saying you completed that. What you wanted came into fruition. But now it's time to stop feeling like it's almost like you're trying to you're resisting change and going where you feel guided and taking action where you honestly want to take action. And what that does is it causes extremities to take place where you feel extremely stuck or extremely sexually charged or extremely distant and secluded from people or extremely in the struggle. Okay. It's time for you to let go of this resistance, to really listen to your inner knowing, to listen to those that have been sent to you to help you stay on the path. These people are loyal to you. You know who they are. I'm one of them. Hey, if you're here. And we're not going to lead you astray. We're going to tell you the real deal. We're going to tell you like it is. And that is not meant for you to play with these things in your head. It's meant for you to tap in to the wisdom that you already have gained and you're in a knowing. And if it aligns with it, then that's where you make your move. Okay? You need to recognize your own worth at this time. And that's Lily's message to you. And I'm also hearing that recognition is coming in for something you're going to bring to fruition. But there's some kind of karmic clearing that has to take place first. Okay? There's some karmic energy still lingering. And you're going to find that certain things in your life are going to seem like it's over the top in your face now because your guides, are really on you. They are really pushing you. They are really ready for you to get going. You know what you know. And there may be more you need to learn, more you need to understand. And if that's the case, make sure you read my description and or email me. Ask me about my intuitive guides course. It is life-changing, being able to connect with your guides. You might even find yourself wanting to offer that assistance to others. But anyway, that's Lily's message for you today. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. I feel like every time it went off, it brought you back like this is the sole core point. All right. And maybe for all of you, there were different things you were supposed to really, really hear. But yeah, that's what I got for you today. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, give it a thumbs up, please. Remember to subscribe to this channel so that you can always be notified as to when new messages you need to hear come onto the channel. And remember, like I said, to read my description, see the other platforms where you could meet me on. Check out my email. Many of you here should really think about joining a workshop of mine that will help you to. I'm probably around the time that this publishes, I'm wrapping up my 5-month Unleash Your Energy program. That's about activating the ability to bring what you desire into fruition and to manifest. But I do have an online class that is ongoing that you can actually do at your own pace for intuitive guide and tarot expert certification. So if you're interested in that, drop me an email and I can send you the link to register. And on that note, I'm sending you so much light and love on your journey. Peace, blessings, and all this good stuff that comes from being a part of this light tribe. And I'll be back with pile number 3. See ya. Hey, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, your session. You were drawn to this card. This is going to be your mantra card. You also were drawn to this number 7. Now, the funny thing is, when I was doing the deep breath with you guys, when it was time to choose your pal, I literally saw the number 7 pop into my head. So I'm assuming that whoever's here with me, we were drawn to the same pal. And that's all that popped into my head. It wasn't even the artwork, because I really found all of the cards' artwork to be calling to me in some way. But this one made me think of a dancer. So maybe those of you here are dancers. You need to dance in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, it wasn't even the rune that drew me in. It was this number 7 that came to my head. So with the number 7 coming through, first of all, number 7 is a sacred number. And it puts you in the house of Libra astrologically. So you do have some kind of information that Lily wants to give you in regards to partnerships, I'm hearing. It can also involve marriage and contracts, but I am hearing like collaborations, sacred coming togethers, like maybe you're going to be working with people or in a group of people that are a sacred union that you're meant to do certain work with in this lifetime. I'm going to give you another roll here. And that gives you the number 5 of transformation, transitioning. So you are moving out of one energy into another at this time. I do feel with the number 5, maybe you've done a lot of stuff alone. Maybe you are very, very focused on work at this time. With the number 5 coming through, that also puts you in the house of Leo, the house of pleasure. So I do hear that there is a need for you to delve into creative work at this time. Maybe the collaborations or the people you are going to encounter or be brought together with are going to help boost your creativity, or you have creative work to do with them. I'm also seeing like more recreational time. Maybe you don't have a lot of time where you rest or find time for leisure activities. And with the rune Rido coming through, this translates to mean writing and rhythm, and literally is all about the dance of life, like dancing, rhythm, being in sync with things. Um, Omens of swift movement and momentum, like things happening really quickly. They can also represent travel, action that pushes you outside of your comfort zone, which could cause you to take a life journey, or like there's like for many of you a cycle that's coming to an end, and you're gonna feel like you're moving really quick with this transition. No energy here too. So it's like some kind of secret initiation you've gone through that now it's complete, and now it's like you're meant to come together with those that you're meant to either marry, collaborate with. I'm really hearing collaborate in partnership. And maybe it's going to involve traveling with these people. With the word dance coming into mind again for this rune of rhythm and being in sync with things, many of you are going to find that you express yourself really well through dance or music in some way. Um, and even travel. Many of you travel is going to be real dominant right now, or should be. Whatever the case may be, whatever is coming in really quickly is going to shift you out of your comfort zone and really put you on that sacred path, like the direction you're supposed to be moving in now. And it may be a little scary, I'm hearing, because it's going to be like when you go through a transition, it's like an aspect of you dies, or an aspect of something dies and a new is born. Um, it's like the aspect of death. It's just going from one life into another. Okay, a new energy. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. Moon goddess Henna. Wow. I can guide and lead others wisely and with love. So, maybe you are meant to be in a collaboration of some sort or partnership where you are meant to lead, or maybe you are meant to be led, and there's a need for you to know that a good leader has wisdom and love at their core. And yeah, maybe you're meant to lead yourself forward in this quick shift that you're doing. I really see a lot of creative energy in this pile. So let's see what the overall message is for you. But this is the gist. Some quick movement that's in sync with where you are now, what you've been through has led you here. That's going to transition you into a time of fun, of recreation, of play, of travel, of balance, partnerships and contracts that allow either you to be guided or to guide and lead. Yeah, maybe you're going to be doing something that's going to make you a leader in a certain industry. Let's take a look at your layout. So Lily has inspired a pyramid layout for whatever reason today, and I'm just following the flow, going with her lead. So I'm going to lay out all of the cards, and then I will interpret her message for you today. All right, pile 3. So the first card you have is Gratitude, Last Quarter Moon. Fear reversed, Wanting Gibbous 2. Beginnings reversed, New Moon. Is there some new beginning that you are scared of embarking on? And Wisdom, Wanting Gibbous 6. Another 222 pile. This is 11, which also gives me 2 master numbers here. But with 22 and 23, and then a number 2 and 11 here. Yeah, that's 11. So you have 2 master numbers, master manifesting numbers. And the energy of 2, big time. These numbers may be significant for you when you see them a lot. They can be reminders of the message you're going to receive today. Okay, let's see. I'm already getting a sense of the message here. One of Roses, which is like the ace, commitment, and there's a contract for you. The King of Keys reversed. The Two of Scrolls, 2 worlds. I believe the Two of Scrolls is like, is it the Two of Wands, and this is like the Ace of Cups. King of Keys is the King of Pentacles, I believe. All right, you have 17th Path, the Lovers, humor, choices, intelligence. The 23rd Path, the Hanged Man, tolerance, new perspective, and life purpose. And lastly, the Marker from the Kabbalah book, the Tree of Life. Alrighty. Oh, wow, my 3s. This message is pretty straight to the point and very deep and connected to your purpose in this lifetime. With the first row here, gratitude. It's like so many different messages I'm getting. For one, you have been getting assistance. your spirit guides have been really, really, really helping you. Whenever you felt like you were alone, you have gotten assistance. And at the same time, you have helped many people who also are very grateful for you. So there is an energy of gratitude around you, within you. And then on this end, you've gained so much wisdom from everything you've gone through. Look all the books she's standing on top of. Books that are also like big, thick, filled with so much knowledge. She's now like painting the constellations and just floating through life on all of these experiences and things she's learned. It's confirmation that you are wise. You have been through a lot. You've been through a hell of a lot. And at one point, there were things that, and may still be some lingering things that keep you from trusting this, that you're wise, that you know what you know. It is what gets in the way of the new beginnings. It's not seeing, maybe you don't feel like you see the gratitude. Maybe you don't feel like your wisdom and what you know is fully respected and honored, or you're looking for validation outside of yourself. Whatever the case may be, it's like you're overcoming a fear of a new beginning that is going to take you out of a comfort zone. Maybe your fears kept you in a comfort zone, so you felt comfortable there. But you're meant to do more. You're meant to help and reach so many people with your wisdom. This new beginning, this gateway is here, but it's like you're still a little hesitant to go through it. Now, Lily is saying there's a new opportunity before you. And for many of you, this could be a romantic opportunity, but I'm really feeling like career, business. This is a new opportunity that you are going to love when this contract comes to you, when this new life begins for you. But it's like either you have someone in your life, a man, a masculine energy that is struggling career-wise, that stays connected to your energy and can kind of hold you back from moving towards a new commitment, a new relationship, a new career path, or you are this energy that just doubts you'll receive the loyalty, that you'll receive the contract that's going to be life-changing. With the Two of Worlds here, the Two of Scrolls, it's like doing so much work, all this work here with this spinning wheel and seeing these coins as what you received for all of this work. And the fire's dying. It's like there's really not much passion left in doing what you're doing and receiving what you're receiving for it. But when you look out the window, you see this like spiritual world. There's a monastery. You can't see it well here, but there's a monastery outside the window up on the mountain. And it's like this woman here feels torn. This energy here is torn between the material world and the spiritual world. And there's kind of a fear you're having in bringing the two together. There's a fear of you letting go of maybe a masculine energy that does not fit in to who you want to be and who you are and who you see yourself as. This person kind of holds you back. And if you are also this person, then it is you wanting to cling to an old mindset that feels comfortable. but it keeps you in a state of fear, and it's not allowing you the new beginning. What the two worlds speaks of is you being able to bring the material and the spiritual together instead of constantly flip-flopping between the two worlds, being able to bring them into one. Now that takes me to the next message up here. This message here is really speaking of a choice you have to make in seeing something through new eyes instead of seeing it as one way. So maybe you've really loved something that you do or something that you've done, but now you're outgrowing it, or now you want to bring a different aspect, a different energy to it. And there's a little bit of fear because maybe it's always been done a certain way, or you've always seen it a certain way. And now with that number 7, there's a lot of spiritual energy around you. You are a spiritual being. And this 5 is letting me know that it's time for you to shift into that energy. Maybe you've been in the material mindset or world for a long time, and you have been learning that you want to integrate the two, and that for you, one can't exist without the other. But with the Hanged Man here, new perspective, life purpose, it's like instead of seeing yourself as only being gifted as doing something one way, it's time for you to see that there's another way to do it. That maybe the way you feel called to do something that you truly love is your way, and that it's okay to step outside of your comfort zone. And whatever this is calling for, it's like it's coming in swiftly. This could cause you to switch careers, to sign a contract on a lease on a home that you once felt like what was out of your means. Could also be causing a little fear and holding you back from a new beginning, because this made me think of a whole new home life environment. So maybe you are blocking the relationship of your dreams from coming in because you feel like you can't have that, and you only are able to see things in one way, like with this person that kind of is holding you back, this person who kind of makes you do things outside of your morals or doesn't have the same values you have. It's time for you to leave behind something that is like feeling like a comfort and going towards what you feel called to, what is calling you, what feels like your life purpose, what feels like your divine connect, and allow the transition, the change to take place. You have to see that you are wise enough. You are wise enough to guide and lead others with love. With love. With a commitment. You are worthy. Let's take a look at the marker and see what Lily's final message is for you, my pal 3s. Whew, this feels very urgent. Like this is a shift that you need to get into now. So the marker says, what marks out one thing from another, when it cannot be divided into anything else without becoming something else, then you have found the marker of its identity. Its essence is manifest to you. Here lies integrity. Understand this, and all else can be released to the edges of the wheel and beyond, to be dissolved or absorbed in the processing of experience. This is all about self-identity and self-love. So the task here is to know yourself better, to strip away all false expectations, both yours and those of others. Discover the resonance and meaning of your name when it is spoken out loud. Do not be afraid to find yourself, my pal 3s. That's the overall message of this reading. Illusion must be banished. And that's interesting because I saw the symbol of Neptune on this cup, and it made me think of like drinking so that you can not see things as they really are. like trying to look at things as one way rather than really seeing them as they are. And with this ram here, gives me Aries energy, new beginnings, the house of self, of really knowing yourself and what it is you truly want. It's time to release this illusion. There's something about you that is identifying, that is a marker that only you can do. Only you have this gift. And recognition is going to come once you really start to do you in the way you are called. It's time to choose your identity. Who are you? What defines you? And once you are clear on that, this commitment is going to come in, and you're going to see the recognition, the gratitude, and the love that you've always wanted. That's what I got for you. That's my message for you. And it's coming in quickly. So be prepared, y'all. All right, my Path 3s. You got some self-work to do. I'm going to leave you to it. I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you need a more personal reading, y'all know how to hit me up. Go into the description, send me a message. But first, subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, I'm always welcoming in new light workers. Look and see what other platforms you might be missing me on my TikTok and my Instagram and in my Facebook private group and on my Facebook page. You might be missing some of the amazing transformational workshops that I have going on. So do take some time to check that out. I am so grateful for you guys being here with me. Every time you're here with me, I'm grateful to Lily for coming through. I'm going to make sure I sit for a minute in gratitude for these messages today. And I'm sending you all so much light and love. I hope you feel it. Peace, blessings, and all that greatness that you are and that comes from being a part of this light tribe. And until next time, bye.